We're just a few days away from the season opener. What are you most excited about to get this season started?
To get outside and play. See the kids compete, kind of see where weaknesses are, and really just to watch my kids grind and watch them compete. I think we'll find out a lot about them this weekend.
And we opened the season against Oregon State. Talk about their playing style and how we've prepared for it so far.
To me, there's nothing on the scouting reports that's really glaring. They don't seem overly aggressive. They seem pretty straight up softball. They lost their number one pitcher last year, and they lost a couple of their top hitters. Just from the outside looking in, they look relatively young. So going in, I really just think it's going to be a very clean-cut softball game, kind of by the book. I expect us both to be aggressive early out. And then usually first games of the year, I'm assuming they haven't been out much either, if at all. Sometimes there can be a lot of offense and a little messy defense just for the first time being on the dirt. So we'll see.
And what are your expectations going into this tournament non-conference season?
To compete every day and to get better. I think the month of February is about stretching yourself a little bit, learning the comfort zone, being overly aggressive, and then as we kind of get into conference, then hopefully by that time we've learned out how to win, timed up some loose ends, and then come April, all we do is win. So February, they kind of have loose reins a little bit, wanting to play, have some fun, figure out the do's and don'ts, and then come conference, hopefully we're just ready to roll.
And can you kind of give us a breakdown by position, what our strengths are in every position across the field?
Yes, I really think that our infield is very solid right now. I think that's anchored down by Raina. She's playing a great shortstop right now. If you ask her, she doesn't think it's great, but I'm extremely happy with her. Third base, I still think there's a hot competition between Sam and Liz Presto. They both kind of have opposite weaknesses. They're at third base defensively. Second base, Alyssa Sovereign's tearing it up. She has become an anchor. She's kind of a little spark plug over there. She's been a joy to watch this spring. Freshman Christina Brackpool's at first base. She just kind of needs to learn the speed of the game a little bit in Division I softball. But other than that, her game knowledge and her game sense is some of the best I've seen of a freshman have. Outfield-wise, we are hunkered down by Lexi in center field. She's playing a great center field. She's a transplant from the infield out there, and she acts like she's always been there her whole life. And then left and center, it's still, I would say, a competition of who's going to hit. When Macy Jones is on the mound, she's going to be out there. And then between that, we're seeing so many good things offensively between Alicia Walker, you could see out there, Shannon Good, Taylor. Our outfield is just a constant battle right now. Behind the plate, I'm very happy with senior Casey and our sophomore Carly. I think they're doing a great job leading, running all of our infield defenses that we run, and we have a couple crazy ones that you'll see this year. But offensively, I think Carly's winning that a little bit right now, so I expect to see her opening weekend behind the plate. It's been fun. They've really been competitive, and there's a lot of people that are not far off. So I think you could see some lineup changes opening weekend.
And kind of talk about our hitting and how that's been going so far.
Hitting, I think that's our bright point right now. We're just having a lot of quality at bats. We're putting the ball in play. We're drawing a lot of walks. I would say our weakness is there. Sometimes we overcorrect, or we either overcorrect our adjustments that don't need to be made, or we don't correct soon enough, and we're kind of waiting later in the innings. But other than that, I'm very proud of us offensively. I think we're kind of scrappy. We're definitely going to put the ball in play, and hopefully we'll limit our strikeouts.
And I know you mentioned Christina Brackpool, but kind of talk about the other freshmen this year.
Talked about Brackpool, Sam Shanahan. It's come a long way. She's going from shortstop to third base, playing really well over there. She's starting to cover the 5-6 hole nicely. And in practice, she's been a beast on the bunts. So I'm very happy with her. Then we have Mary Ward. Mary Ward, I would say right now, is most improved player. She's a completely different player than she was in the fall. She's covering ground in the outfield. Fundamentally, she's really improved. And then offensively, she had some of the best at-bats this past weekend in the inter-squad scrimmage than anybody on the team. She took to a pitcher to a 10-pitch count, and she's just a battler offensively. So I'm very happy about Mary Ward right now. Marley is doing fantastic on the mound. She's having a hard time a little bit starting a game. She's taking about an inning to warm up, and then she kind of locks it down. So she needs to grow in that area, which she knows. But Marley's an attacker. She's a competitor. She's not afraid to go right after you. I love that she has short-term memory. She gives up a big hit, and she just attacks. Shelby doing really well defensively. She's so athletic. She's just that kid you have everywhere. You know, we have her backup shortstop. We have her competing at second, competing in the outfield. So I think Shelby's still trying to find her comfort zone. She's just one of those athletes that you're excited to get your hands on and coach and make better because she can play anything. So I look for her to compete, still second base and definitely in the outfield. Offensively, she's coming along. Her hitting is what we've really been working on. She's hitting the ball well. She's starting to mix in her slap and doing a much better job of reading the defenses to help set her up for offensive success.
And lastly, what are you most excited about just for this weekend specifically?
Really just to watch our kids have fun and get outside and play. You know, everything's been so new and so many changes since we've been here into, August, early September. So I'm just excited for them to reap the reward of it's about them now. You know, it's about them getting out and playing and seeing where they're at and watching them just have fun with the game and be excited to get out there. That's what I'm really most looking forward to.